Live coverage of the 2019 Women's Final Four is brought to you by Jeff Hunter Toyota.
Welcome back to the Final Four and our continuing coverage here in Tampa. Of course, it's been 7 years since the Lady Bears have been to a Final Four. You think of all the great teams that have been at Baylor, they just could not get over the hump. Kim Mulkey said it best today. Hey, it's March Madness, and that's why anything can happen.
Good news, Bears. You're going back to the Final Four.
7 years is a long, long time. From Griner to Sims to Davis, Baylor stood on the doorsteps of the Final Four but kept getting turned away. In some cases, that could wear on a coaching staff.
I don't know if it wears on you or not, but I think it just gives you continuous motivation about you want to get back to the Final Four.
Since their last championship, Baylor has lost 4 times in the Elite Eight and twice in the Sweet 16, an accomplishment that most schools would die for. At Baylor, the expectations are just a little higher.
That's what tells you what an elite program that we are, is that we can get to those moments and feel like we didn't get enough.
Sudi Abuke was a freshman when Baylor became the first team, men or women, to finish the season 40-0. She sees a lot of resemblance from the team that won it all compared to this year's team.
It was that focus that I saw on the court that kind of reminded me of the 2012 team, because that's what I remember as a freshman. It was just like we were focused that year, and you saw that in them, which I think was just a little different.
The experience for Mackenzie Fuller was different than most athletes. She experienced the Final Four from 3 different perspectives: as a family, a player, and now as a coach.
I got to experience it as a daughter the first time in '05, and just the emotional roller coaster of being 14 and going through that. And then as a player, I mean, that's what you dream about. And there's nothing like getting to a Final Four and winning the national championship. And now as a coach, you just want it so much for the players that are there now.
For Mackenzie's mother, this comes full circle.
Not many coaches get to have their child on their staff and get to have a grandson in the stands. We miss Kramer, certainly, but he's got to, he's a professional baseball player now, and he's where he has to be and needs to be and should be. It's just, I guess you call it the circle of life.
Well, we have one local athlete that's playing in the big game tomorrow. Jessica caught up with her, and here's more with Juicy Landrum. Jessica?
Juicy Landrum is a well-known name throughout Central Texas, but that's not just because she's a star for the Baylor Lady Bears. Before she put on the green and gold, Juicy was rocking the La Vega blue and gold.
I always knew she was special.
If you've watched Juicy Landrum play at all, then you most likely agree with her former high school coach.
And I knew when she got to college, she could stroke it. She could shoot the basketball. Not only that, she's a very unselfish player. She gets everybody involved, and if you need her to score, she can score. But she put us on her back, and she basically led us to state 4 years in a row.
Juicy was all-state all 4 years at La Vega. She helped guide the Lady Pirates to a state title as a sophomore in 2014, and now as a junior at Baylor, she's helped guide the Lady Bears to the Final Four.
When I graduated, I knew I was going to Baylor when I signed, but I didn't think I would be here at the Final Four. One of the best coaches in women's basketball. But I mean, it's a blessing to be able to be here.
Juicy is Baylor's best outside shooter. She's averaging 11.3 points per game. And despite starting every game but one this season, she still gets goosebumps when she hears her name announced.
It's real special running out the tunnel and just hearing the crowd scream and looking up at the big screen and seeing, like it says, Waco, Texas. That's a pretty big thing. With me being the first recruit that Coach Cam recruited from Waco, it's a really big thing. But I mean, I'm able to represent Waco and La Vega in a good manner.
As Juicy continues to have success with the Lady Bears, her legacy lives on at La Vega.
Our young kids in our program from 7th to 8th grade are wanting to go to the Baylor games more often than ever because she's playing. We have, people in the community asking questions about Juicy. Just the community has just, come together, and the students here are just so excited about this Final Four.
Juicy Landrum is one of the many reasons many Central Texans are pulling for the Baylor Lady Bears this weekend. Reporting from Amalie Arena, I'm Jessica Maury. Nick, back to you.
All right, well, Kalani Brown picked up her third straight WBCA All-American Award tonight, joining Brittany Griner as the program's only three-time selection by the National Coaches Organization. The senior's averaging 15 points, 8 rebounds, and shooting 60% from the floor. She's the 6th Baylor player in history to achieve both 2,000 career points and 1,000 career rebounds. Of course, we'll have plenty more from the Final Four coming up on Texas today and tomorrow at 5, 6, and 10. Amani, will send it back to you in the studio where I know it's kind of chilly over there, but it's nice and warm out here.
Oh, it looks like it. I'm jealous. All right, thanks, Nick. Well, that does it here for us. Thanks so much for